At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
confidence in each other, happy for each other's success. Like, we're going to keep going.
A little showtime in Fayetteville. This place is going to be absolutely bonkers today.
It is all out of
Razorbacks, 440, they couldn't handle Buzz Arena.
Who's going to stop us?
Yo, there you go. There it was. Oh, that was, turn down my phone. I was watching along with you guys on my phone, trying to make sure that that video came out the way I wanted it to, and it did. It did. I have to turn the PC speakers down, and so I have to have the phone up. Oh, see, there I am. I broke the fourth wall. How about the Razorbacks tonight, baby? Upsetting #1 Auburn at home. Oh, it felt so good. Felt so good. And you knew, too, once they finally start calling this dude on some pretty obvious fouls, I felt like, once they started blowing the whistle on the guy, the game changed for Auburn entirely. I don't buy into the Illuminati stuff with the SEC hating on Arkansas or favoring the #1 team in the country, whatever, to play favorites. I don't buy into that, but I will say it was nice to see SEC officiating pull their heads out of their asses in the final 2.5 minutes on Kessler. That guy is a problem. Lot to talk about. He was great, though. Auburn, honestly, in that hostile environment, dude, I know it's really easy to hate on them, dancing on the Razorback logo in the middle of the court. Oh, baby, I hope it's a long ass way home for you. Yeah, that doesn't happen. No, you don't do that. All right, that's sacred. But it was good to see finally that they were calling Kessler on what I felt like the guy. I mean, look, mostly clean ball in the first half. I would say Auburn overall pretty kind of clean, but there was still some stuff. They got away with a couple of, 2 travels in a row on a single possession. There was a lot there, but we're not, officiating is not why Arkansas struggled tonight, okay? You got to put that to the side. That's not why you struggled tonight. You got absolutely thumped on the boards. You got destroyed on the boards. Your shot selection was atrocious tonight. It was not good. This was probably shot selection-wise, especially early on in the game in the first half, one of their bottom 6 performances on the year when you talk about just the overall junk shots they were taking, especially in the first. They could not adjust. Auburn is so good down low defensively. Kessler and all those guys down low, not just Kessler, all those guys, including Smith, they force you to alter your shots. And they play really good. They play really good down low defense, down in the paint. They got their hands up. They defend. Kessler, dude, he was the MVP for them tonight, and it's not even close. 7 blocks, 19 rebounds, 16 points. My man almost had a triple-double. I don't know that 7 blocks are even his most on the year, though. Did he not have a game where he had 8 blocks earlier in the season? Smith, that guy, he's the first pick in the draft. If he's not, he's top 3, easy. He's a no-brainer. He's a no-brainer. Top 5. Those last 2 threes were incredible. Got to give Auburn credit, man. They came into a really, really hostile environment and played their asses off. No hate. No hate. Bruce Pearl, honestly, I like the things he said coming into the game. Rank us, you coward, says Filthy Pig. Yeah. Right? Dance on our court again. We dare you, says Tony Brown. Security had to escort Auburn out. That was chef's kiss. I did not see all of that. I'm gonna do my. I hope someone uploads, because the final, typically the final minute of a game, I'm in here trying to do work, trying to get ready for the show, and so my mind isn't, or my eyes aren't glued on what's going on. I saw where the Razorback, or the fans, or the students stormed the court, and that's about all I saw. So yeah, Haas with a $20 super chat. Super chat is up. If you guys, hey, if you want to donate, it goes towards helping out the channel. I'm about to say yes, sir, so blanking loud. I can't drop the F-bombs. I just don't do that here. I try to keep it somewhat PG-13. Scream it to the rooftops. Jay Will said this is his shit. I will say shit. I'll give you a few of those. They just ain't listen. The education in Alabama ain't up to par. Congrats to Arkansas. Congrats, Arkansas. Now, Toy, go to Alabama. Michael, it's Tuesday night, man. Have you been hitting the sauce? Great job by coaching. I thought both coaches were phenomenal. I thought coaching on both ends. They were without a point guard tonight. They were without a big-time player, but Arkansas's not. Someone brought it up. I think it was actually Eagle. We haven't had a point guard all year. So what? What of it? But that was probably a pretty big blow for them. But he also didn't play in their last game either against Georgia. JD and J. Will are 2 of the toughest sons of bitches that have ever lived, says Gary Davis. Ty, we've all been hitting the sauce tonight. I'm telling you, and it's permitted. I'll allow it. How about that? Just curious, did anyone else at the very end when Devo dunked it see the Auburn defender appear to take off after take off after him? I didn't, Nathaniel Looney. I did not, sir. Pack your shit, Auburn. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. Ty didn't get the notification. Nobody does. Nobody gets notifications anymore, man. I shouldn't say nobody, but I would say like typically about 25% of my audience does. If someone outside JD and J Will had a big game, the Hogs would have run these guys off the court. Yeah, again, you have to give credit to what Auburn was doing on the floor. I mean, you just cannot, like Arkansas, we'll get into what Arkansas did right, but you have to talk about what Auburn did right. My God, did they out-rebound you? 60-42. Arkansas did much better in overtime at getting rebounds, but during regulation, it was just incredible. I mean, that's what it looks like, man. I mean, that's why Auburn is number one. Now, I've said all along, I'm not completely sold that they're number one. I'm going to be real with you, though. Tonight kind of changed my mind a little bit. Like, I was thoroughly impressed. Again, that environment. They broke an attendance record. 20,300, I think is what it was. We got super chats coming in. Hang on. If someone outside JD and J Will had a big – oh, I already read that. My bad. Hang on. There was another one. Scott Swindle with the $10 super chat. We got it done, baby. Woo-hoo. This is my drunk text for the night, Ty. Well, I appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. Do me a favor, guys. Like the stream, please. Please get the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And, yeah. Share the content. That is absolutely huge when you share. When you share the content. That's great. Shout out, of course, to Patreon supporters. I dropped the intro video to you guys in Patreon tonight. I gave you that. Bad boy. Oh boy, Kanan stormed the floor tonight. I mean, it's just way to go. We're going to watch that. We're going to pull that up and watch it here in just a second. How does it feel, Ty? Dragon Slayer 1273 wants to know. To beat number one. Feels pretty damn good. First time you've ever done it inside Bud Walton Arena. We know they played Jordan and the Tar Heels in Pine Bluff back in the day. I'm telling you, if there's ever a 30 for 30 that need to be done, that should be done. I have tried everything in my power, tweeting at ESPN and tweeting at 30 for 30 to make that into a sports doc, and they won't do it. They will not do it. I want to watch this Kanan. Do you guys want to watch Kanan? Let's watch Kanan. This is coming from our Discord. This was shared by King Flameshot. Let me flip the screen around here just a second. Oh, and before we do that, a shout out to our sponsor, the sponsor of tonight's show, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Need to repair, replace your garage door? Give these guys a call. They operate out of Northwest Arkansas and Central Arkansas. They offer same-day services, emergency 24/7, 365-day a year service, free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews, better than best reviews. So where to go? Let's watch this. I want to watch this celebration by Kanan. Let me flip the screen around again. This is coming to you from our Discord. I may have to click the link. Yeah, I'm going to have to click the link. I'm going to have to click it. Hang on. This is coming from Josh Teeter. Oh, man. Here we go. Oh! Oh, I don't have desktop audio. There you go. That's great, man. Get it, Kaden. Oh, man. That's great. There you go, baby. Feels so good. Feels so good, man. You get it. That was coming from Josh Teeter. Bust it down, Kanan. That's what I'm talking about. Jabari, one of the best prospects since Durant. That dude is insane. Really impressed with him. Really impressed with Kessler. I don't know, man. I've watched them play a couple times this year, and I didn't think at the time, like, I don't know that they're number one. After they got the number one rank, I started trying to keep an eye on them a little bit when they were moving up the rankings. I just wasn't sold, and tonight kind of maybe changed my mind a little bit. They very well. Listen, I've thought all along, yeah, they're they've got the size, they have the physicality, they've got the athleticism, they've got the parts, they've got the depth, they've got the coaching, they've got quality depth, they've got guys that they can rotate out on and be just fine, although they're a different team. Kind of like Arkansas when J-Dub's on the floor. They're a different team when Kessler's not on the floor. I don't think he's someone that deals with a lot of foul trouble, but again, it took him to overtime to actually foul out. Again, I will say, it's kind of insane, isn't it? He got those 2 fouls in the final 2.5 minutes. I think had they been looking for that earlier in the game, he wouldn't have made it to overtime. He would have fouled out. But again, got to give him credit. I mean, they played really damn well. Woo pig, so we go Hogs. Can we please be in the top 25, says Hog Dog. Both Kessler and Smith are first-round picks. Yeah, Kessler likely to be taken in the first. Thomas Nunley with a $5 super chat. What it be, Ty? That shit good. I dropped 3 S-bombs now. Auburn asked out of the number 1 spot. There's you an A-bomb. Hey, Ty, SEC Network is talking all about us, Ty. Well, that's good. That's what you want. You want the publicity. Ash says, when we had 4 fouls, why didn't we attack Kessler? I was a little perplexed by the fact that they weren't going at Kessler more often in regulation. I'll be completely honest with you. Super saucy, says Martin Cunningham. Absolutely. They have all the things you said, Ty, but don't have the heart. Kessler could have had 10 fouls, says James Whittington. Yeah, you're not wrong, Whit. You're not wrong, my man. Hart is what I think won it out for him. Bud Walton, I told you guys, it's worth about 12 points. Bud Walton spots you 12 points. You did need Bud Walton tonight. Let's not kid ourselves. But the way these guys played, I thought it was really good. We've got someone getting their comments deleted. Oh, no. Oh, what's Klein Casey saying? I'm sorry, dude. Looks like you're getting hit by our mod. Kelly Marie's all over it. We were hard on Discord tonight. It almost died. PT and Discord crashed once. I've never seen it do that. Not during football, not during the super regionals in baseball, not at any point this year has Discord ever crashed. The PT and Discord crashed tonight. Only for like 20 seconds. It came back up relatively quick, but that was absolutely hilarious. I've always wondered, like, eventually this thing is going to crash. When's it going to happen? It happened tonight. How about that? Hey, Ty, Kessler's what we want Connor to be. You ain't lying, man. Connor did not see a single minute tonight on the floor. I missed what you said. What did I do? No. I said you deleted someone's comment. I said our mods are getting all over them. I'm talking J. Will on offense, not on D. Okay. Ty, are those your notifications? Oh, probably. Yeah, they might be. You guys might be picking up my Discord notifications. I do have my desktop audio on. Yeah, my bad. That was me. Auburn Ashburn, enjoy the bus ride home, says Hog Dog. If you sweep Alabama, if you beat them on the road and you beat Auburn, you got to feel like you're probably, you're already going to be ranked, I think, if you split the two, which you've already done. You've got one. I think you're in the top 25. I think losing to Bama on the road, assuming that happens, as long as it's not a complete blowout, you ought to be just fine, right? You ought to be just fine. I think you're probably still ranked going into or coming out of Monday. Seth Moore with a $50 super chat. My goodness, man. Thank you. Holy cow. No comment from him, but I do appreciate that, Seth. Thanks, man. Hero Blake says Muss is so focused. I heard that he took some shots at Auburn for dancing on the logo. I'll say this much. For Bruce Pearl to allow that, though, that's disrespectful, man. I mean, that is the ultimate sign of disrespect from anybody, whether it's happening in the NFL with the Cowboys dancing on the star. You don't dance on the other team's logo at half in the middle of the floor. You don't do that. You don't dance on their logo. Like it's you don't dance on a logo. It's a big no-no. That's what it is. That's what they did, and Auburn is now going home with the L. Let me borrow 50 cents. It was hilarious at the beginning of the game when only the student section was jumping up and down right before the game. Looked so out of place. I think the OGs tonight were in it, man. All this talk about the older Hog fans not feeling it, not doing their thing, I think they did tonight. I think you got to tip the cap to the OGs inside Bud Walton tonight. I want to know how many decibels that thing hit tonight. Just like Towns, dance on our logo, we knock you the blank out. That's right. That's right. Do me a favor, guys. Keep slapping that like button around. Slap it. Just slap it. The free throws were on point. The crowd sounded pretty good. Ties that a quad one? Yes, that's most definitely a quad one. I listened on the radio, and the crowd sounded amazing. They said that the players and nobody could hear the whistle. No one could hear the whistle blown in that overtime. All of the decibels. Steve Jetton says all the decibels. All of them. Auburn, number 1 point guard, went after Devo at the end of the day. I didn't see it. I would love to see it, though. I mean, I'm sure he was going to run up and try to do something, not like physically. I don't think he would have done that. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. You guys are killing it tonight. Look at you go. If you guys, listen, shout out, of course, to Patreon supporters. You guys have your own access inside our Discord. You have your own page. Of course, sponsors, everything. Let's go over these numbers for a second, yeah? Let's do that. Starting off with Auburn, these guys shot 30 of 80 from the floor, ended up at just south of 38%. They were 25% outside, not good, but then again, not terrible when you consider they took 32 looks or 32 shots outside. That's not atrocious shooting outside, but it's not great. Of course, a couple of those came late in the ball game during regulation, or no, overtime, right? 8 of 32. They were horrible at the free throw line, 8 of 17. Didn't get as much from their bench tonight as they probably would have liked. How about the outstanding forward, the freshman, Mr. Smith, with 20 points? He would lead Auburn with scoring. He was 6 of 16, 3 of 8 outside, 5 of 5 at the free throw line, 9 rebounds. He had a double-double with only 2 turnovers. Of course, he didn't get his 4th foul until overtime, if I recall. But, I mean, he just plays clean ball, man. I mean, Auburn very well could. Maybe they lose one more game in conference play, but it would not shock me if they at least don't. It wouldn't shock me if they won out from this point on. Like, I was impressed. I wasn't sold that they're the number 1 team coming into tonight. I think coming out, maybe I've changed my mind a little bit. I don't know how far they go in the tournament, but Lord knows they can do just about anything they want on the floor. They've got the size. They've got it all. I mentioned it all. Kessler, who had 11 defensive rebounds by himself, the guy had 8 offensive rebounds, 19 total. Again, 7 blocks, 16 points. But Green was their second leading scorer, who had 19. Again, their bench totaled out at about 12 total points. Again, not a ton of production. I'm sure that's something Pearl's going to probably – I'm sure he's not super thrilled. Switching over to Arkansas, switching over to the Razorbacks and what they did on the stat sheet. How about J.D. freaking Note, 28 points. Only 1 turnover, 4 blocks, 5 rebounds, 2 offensive, 3 defensive, 3 assists. He's your MVP tonight. I think he's your overall, if you got to give it to the winning team, as I'm always told apparently you have to do, he's your MVP. If you're talking about giving it, I think Kessler had overall the better night. I mean, again, 7 blocks, 19 rebounds, 16 points. It's hard not to overlook what Smith did, but J.D. Note's got to be it, right? 28 points, all that production, 3 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks. I think that's a season high for him. Amude had some key points and some key moments there, 9 points. How about Devo with 10 points off the bench and 4 rebounds and 5 steals and only 2 turnovers? You turn the ball over 11 times to Auburn's 19. Auburn only gives up the ball 19 times. They only end up with 11 turnovers a game. It was Arkansas tonight with better ball control, and they end up with only 11 turnovers. Arkansas ended up shooting 23 of 67, 34% there. 8 of 27. Look, I'm not thrilled with that, but hey, I said you got to do better than 4 or 5 threes. You need to be. I said this Monday. I said, you've got to be 7, 8, 9. That's where they need to be if they want to have a shot in this game. And they did exactly that. 8 of 27. You're not thrilled with 29%, but man, you're going to take it. Unbelievable performance tonight for the Razorbacks at the free throw line. Holy crap. You shot 81% on 32 shots. You're 26 of 32 there. And again, Devo, I can't remember the last time he came off the bench as a leading scorer, but that's what you got between him and Likes. Likes tonight, not exactly great. 0 for 3, 1 for 7 from the floor. He did go 4 for 4 at the free throw line. He did exactly what you need him to do late in the game. He got you some buckets. He got you some points, I should say, at the free throw line there late in the game. Almost 130 likes. Look at you guys go. Wow, chat, I can't even keep up with it. Unreal. Chat is going so fast I can't even read it. Wow. YouTube's trying to catch up, so it's giving me like bunches at a time here. Hang on. Let me try to slow it down. Auburn had 60 total rebounds. Yeah, 60 rebounds to your 42. Clearly that's something you got to clean up, right? Note, Kelly Marie's telling me that Note broke a record for points scored against No.1. Wow. Unbelievable, man. What a night. Ty, you're blown up, bro. Believe it or not, this isn't even the most people we've had in a live chat. Not even half. Well, it's a great night, though. Great night. Awesome. Each and every one of you guys, you're rock stars. Kate Dreyer, who's in our Discord now, by the way. She says, she's responding to somebody. Damn it. Well, I'm just going to read her response to Eddie. Yes, Eddie, during the pregame, they got out there and danced on the Razorback. One guy pulled his shirt over his head, acting stupid. Yeah, that's not cool. It's not cool. Hey, there's a link in Discord with the video. It's Instagram. What are you talking about here? Do we got to watch another video? Make sure you tag me if you're sharing stuff, but I don't see anything in our. Oh, there is a shot. Now we did show it on the show. See, I can't blow this up. Oh yeah, I can. Hang on. All right, well we'll watch it. We got an up. Here it is. We can watch this. Give me just a second. Let me flip the camera again. Here we go. This is them. If you missed it, oh yeah. Sound. There you go. Get you the sound. Not a fan of that. No, sir. No, sir. Not a fan of that. Not cool. He had, I don't know what they're talking about. Discord was $10 super chat. This is coming from Red Wolf 2015. How about them Hogs? Can you imagine a high school basketball recruit watching this game and seeing the crowd? We could face Kentucky at home with another No.1 team. It's insane. That's making me mad. Yeah, but you know what? You beat them. They're going home with an L. They're holding the L on the way home. That's what you get for dancing on the hog. I'm glad they did it. Nothing but some humble pie dished out. That's right. Great stuff as usual. Ty, how about them Hogs? That's right, AWAS. Man, I wish I wasn't in Twitter jail. Oh, no. You're in Twitter jail? What'd you do, Kelly? What did you do? They were probably dancing on the logo in reaction to our fans welcoming them to Bud Walton. Yeah, well, you know what? So you guys saw the if you didn't get a chance to watch the video or the live stream from the very beginning, go back and watch when this is over with and it's all there. Jamie Richardson, they probably did it in response to the crowd. Right, they probably did, but who cares? You don't do that. Not cool. They got what was coming to them. Leslie Byram says the Kentucky victories we had here in Fayetteville are still a hell of a lot better. If you want to talk about greatest wins in Razorbacks history, this one's going to go up there. It has to. It absolutely has to. Fishman says the Hogs' points off turnovers equaled out to the rebounding disparity. With the D the Hogs are playing, we're going to be in every game. Yeah. They have Musselman has a habit, something that he does really, really well is he's able to make the game really mucky with his defense. Their perimeter defense tonight was on fire. Like, I don't know that they had but maybe a couple of open looks other than when they were letting someone have an open look. When they were letting someone who isn't someone you're really worried about on the floor knocking down threes, but the guys that really wanted to knock down threes had a hell of a time outside. They had a hell of a time outside on the perimeter. I thought it was just phenomenal perimeter defense by the Razorbacks tonight. Overall, the defense, this was probably one of your best defensive efforts, and it's why you were able to overcome the horrific shot selection in the first half. You had a 12-point lead, and then Auburn was able to eventually tie that up, and down the road they're able to take the lead. The Razorback announcers even said this was one of the great Razorback moments. I think it's going to go down in history, Razorback history, because you broke the attendance record. You beat the number one team. The first time you've ever hosted the number one team inside Bud Walton. Yeah, it's going to go down as one of the top games ever inside Bud Walton, without a doubt. It went to overtime. Someone texted me, does this pass up the Qualls dunk on the last second dunk on Kentucky? And I'm telling you, that's a tough question. That's tough. Kentucky wasn't number one, obviously. And I for the life of me, I do not remember what they went on to do that season, but that was an unbelievable moment. But tonight it was like that crowd never stopped. The Razorback crowd never let off the gas. They spotted the Razorbacks more, I would argue probably more than a dozen points tonight. Auburn was cold at the free throw line. This crowd was in their heads tonight. And maybe even, I don't know about Bruce Pearl. I thought he coached a hell of a game. We got another super chat. Go Hogs. I'm a 94 grad. Oh, wow. And brings back a lot of memories of greatness. Must bus. I'm telling you. You're not wrong, Jan Schutz, 174. Am I saying that right? Jan Schutz. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. This is a top 3 moment in Razorback basketball history. It's got to go down as one of the greatest. I mean, it has to, right? You can't, and I know everyone's got their own opinion on that, and that's great. We all should, right? We're not all going to agree. But I think it's worth debating, where does it fall in that top 3? Is it the greatest moment ever? Because you just, again, all those things I just laid out for you. The attendance, the overtime, the pregame hype, the fact that you delivered, you won in that overtime. It was incredible. Walter White, Andre the Giant was pissing me. Oh, man. Oh, y'all funny. Hit the like button. Ty needs that money. This is Tarl. Listen to you, Tarl. Yeah. If you want to join the, if you want to become a member of the Patreon, PTN Patreon, we got up to 36 members last month. That was incredible. You guys saw the opening screen. Absolutely incredible. There it is, really quick for you. 36 folks. Right there on that screen. We got some OGs, got some new people there. Hey, if you want to join, the link is provided for you down below in the description box. You also have access to, you get your name color changed in our Discord, and you got access to another room. Did anyone see that high school footage of Jalen? I did see that, Lee, and I had thought about putting that into the opening video. I had thought about putting it in there. So what do you think about this stormiest? Okay, you meant to say storming of the floor. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Look, Auburn is damn good. They don't have a history of success. I think they've won. I think they're like 3-25 inside Bud Walton. They have one Final Four appearance. They have as many total tournament appearances as many round one losses as you have. In fact, I think you might have more. They're not a blue blood. They're not a rival. I get that they're number one. It's for me. It's like, you know what? You do you. I wouldn't storm the court. I'll just say that. I personally wouldn't, but I'm not. Listen, man, I'm not going to step in the way of somebody else who wants to storm. I mean, maybe I'm going to get called an old head for that. I don't care. I just like Auburn to me is still, even though they're ranked higher and you barely beat them in overtime tonight, I still just don't feel like that they're a team. Like you traditionally, historically, you are way above Auburn basketball. You're not on the same wavelength at all. You're up here. They're down here. This year, they're great. I get that they went to the Final Four a couple of years ago. That's great. What'd they do the next year, right? What did they do really before that, before Pearl? I mean, they're not, they're really good this year. But again, now you have this situation where it's dramatic. It's an overtime. I get it. Again, I'm not going to tell anyone not to do it. You do you. I personally wouldn't. Storming the court is dumb, set up by underclassmen. Zachary Hall, not even scared to admit, I teared up a little bit when we won. It was a good one, man. That was one for the history books right there. That was incredible. Patrick says right. I also said I'd rather have a win streak than a 3-point streak. We sitting at 9. Thank you. That's great. The 3-point streak is fine. It's existed since I was like 6. It sucked to see it go, but I'm with John on this one. I'm with Haas. I'll take the win streak. Thank you. You've got 9 in a row, and if you beat Bama on the road, holy crap. 2 phenomenal wins back-to-back if you're able to do it. You can't say it's the best win ever inside Bud Walton and say it's dumb to storm the court, says Sam Maddington. That's a good argument. Like I said, I get it, right? When you talk about great wins, it is a great win. But you have to consider who you're storming the floor against, Sam. They're number one. They're not, I don't think they're really a solid number one, but they've changed my mind on how far I think they go in the tournament. I'll say that. Historically, Auburn is not in your neighborhood. They're not in your zip code. They're not in the state. Okay? Historically, program-wise, not even there, right? That's how I kind of view. You storm the court if it's Texas, right? You storm the floor if it's Kentucky. If they're number one and it's Kentucky, if it's Texas and it's number one, you storm the floor. Those are teams you hate. I don't know that Arkansas and Kentucky was ever really a strong rivalry. It's had some phenomenal moments, especially in the 90s. Even in the 2000s, you go back to the Qualls dunk with him and Bobby Portis. But you didn't storm the floor on that one, if I remember correctly. But again, like I said, if you're going to storm the floor, you do you. I wouldn't. That's my only argument that I'll say on that. Ty, where's Bama ranked in the net? I'm not really sure, actually. I haven't checked on. I was looking at the net rankings a couple of days ago before the Monday show, and I did not think to look up Alabama. Ty, it's called having fun, says Bradley Dixon. Like I said, man, you do you. You do you, man. I'm not team whatever. Storm the floor with number one. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just whatever. It's Auburn. To me, if I'm going to storm the floor, I laid out what teams I would do that with. Auburn's having a really good year this year. Again, I think they changed my mind. I thought, they're they might be a matchup dependent team a little bit. But after tonight, I don't think so. They're not super great outside shooting, but tonight they got hustled off the perimeter pretty well. But then they made some key 3-point shots late in the game. They showed a lot of grit in a hostile environment. Yeah, they changed my mind. I think Auburn might very well go on a really solid run. Regular season rank also doesn't mean jack shit if you can't make a good run in the tournament, right? You can be ranked number 1 all season. And if you're one and done, which rarely happens for someone who's been ranked number 1 all year, but if you can't get past the second round, who cares, right? Musselman Coach of the Year or Co-Coach of the Year, and JD Co-Player of the Year. A lot of co's being handed out when Arkansas is involved. Chat goes so fast it's hard to keep up with. How many teams? Brian Landry says, how many teams have we beaten inside Bud Walton? It's okay to storm the floor for the first one. Okay. Like I said, man, you guys are getting triggered by me just saying you do you. How about that? You do you, Brian. Any chance we're peaking too early? When you consider what they did last year, Lance, when they went on that run, I don't think so. I think it was about the same time when you got things turned around, when Musk figured out what kind of chemistry they found their chemistry. They found and bought into their roles about the same point in time in the year. And then they went on and did what they did and made it all the way to the Elite Eight. Did it really cost $250,000? Are you serious? Someone hit me up with a link. Did that really cost? No way. $250,000? Now I know they got fined for storming Texas football. But are you serious? Is that real? Did you bite your nails? I did. I was nervous, man. That final 4 or 5 minutes, I was walking back and forth. 100,000 when we beat Texas, so probably the same. Yeah, I don't know that. Do we have 250? No, I don't think it's 250. There ain't no way. Yeah, we haven't stormed the court. I couldn't even tell you the last time they did. This team looks a bunch like a team that should be ranked 10th right now. Yeah, I think they're definitely going to get a bump as long as they split with Texas. Alabama. You're in good shape. He's saying 250, man. Where is that? I don't know. Someone tag me because I want to know, man. That's insane. We do have another must. Well, it's only 7 seconds. Are you guys tagging me on Discord? Do we have the link? Yeah, I have a hard time seeing that. $250,000. I just don't know about that. Edward Hatcher says, "You do you, boo boo." There you go. I mean, that's all there is to it. Awesome Sauce says, I am humble, guy, and I can appreciate the fact that Auburn gave us. They really did. They gave us a game. I have a heart condition. I felt like it was gonna burst. Woo Pig Suey, we're looking good at the right time of the season. I don't think you're wrong. And take care of that heart, man. Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you fart. Good for your heart. See what I did there. You got to be a sponsor to be saying it like that. What did he say? Honey Urchek don't give a damn that we storm the court. Oh, he probably does it. I mean, that's fan interaction. They're all about it for sure. That's the amount we paid rushing the Texas game. It's an SEC rule for football. Might apply to basketball. Yeah, I don't know, man. I looked. I don't see anything on it. I'll keep my eyes open for that. That's SEC Mike on Twitter said this about 38 minutes ago. That's Michael Bratton. Based on what I just witnessed against number 1 Auburn, I'd say Arkansas has the best combined home field advantage in the SEC for football and basketball. No more 11 a.m. kickoffs next season. Razorback fans deserve that after last season. Speaking truths right there, buddy. Jerry Jones, J.B. Hunt, it doesn't matter. The atmosphere was crazy. Just wait till we play Alabama next year. He's saying it was at least a $250,000 fine. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I know there's a fine. There's got to be a fine involved. I'm not seeing how much. John Rothstein on Twitter, Eric Musselman the importer. We've only heard that about 5,000 times. Dude, it's just absolutely crazy. Tonight's official attendance, according to Razorback Communications, it's the largest crowd ever at Bud Walton, 20,327. That's insane. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Let me click on Andrew Hutchinson. He's usually really good about getting that kind of stuff out. Scary situation here at Bud Walton. PA is asking for a medical professional to come to the scorer's table and asking fans to back away. Whoa. That's coming from Andrew Hutchinson. That was 39 minutes ago. I wonder if we have an update on that. Wow. Sam Pittman was in the house. Wild Hog, at Real Wild Hog, posted a picture on Twitter. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, again, I don't know. JC Hoops, what's he saying? Is he saying anything about a fine? Or real question, is Eric Musselman proving he's an upper echelon? He's at the upper echelon of coaches in Arkansas history halfway through his third year. Obviously, not yet. No, or Nolan or bust. Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. When you ask questions like that, I'm a let the dust settle kind of guy. I don't know. If you look back on Nolan, like if you ask that question after 2 years of Nolan or 3 years of Nolan, I think it was the second half of his third season when they kind of got things turned around a little bit. But fans wanted him out, right? And you saw how much changed after those first 2-3 years. Anything could happen, especially with, again, NIL and transfer portal. You never know. I mean, right now you're trending in an unbelievable direction. Arkansas basketball, we've been saying it now for over a year. It's back. You made the Elite Eight. Although, again, you got to do it more than once, but I feel like it's back. I think with what they have recruiting, with this recruiting class coming in, it's unbelievable. Now I believe it's unanimously the top 3 class among all the recruiting sites. I think Rivals just bumped them up to the second overall class. Obviously, on 247, they're the number 2 overall class. I don't know where they're at on ESPN because I really don't keep up with ESPN recruiting, if I'm being frank. But, they're trending in a great direction. If you look at what they did this year, I mean, you start off horrific in conference play. You get curb stomped by an Oklahoma team. Go back and look at what they're doing right now. Not a good team. The changes that Musselman has made, and he's done it with a combination of the guys from a year ago and the transfer guys, the portal players. Likes has had kind of an up and down year, right? In those first 9 games, you would argue that, Likes is probably going to be your second or third leading scorer night in and night out. Look at the changes. Then he dropped off the radar because of his dribble, shoot problem and him not ever feeding the rock, not moving the ball around. JD Notae, selfish with the ball. Look at how much has changed in the course of the last 9 games. I mean, it's hard. These kind of arguments or debates or whatever, I'm just not. Let's wait. Let's let the dust settle before we go off that far, because you still got a lot of basketball left. You still got a lot of this season left to go before you even hit NCAA tournament time, right? And the Hogs are definitely in. Now you're fighting for seeding at this point. Anything could happen. Knock on wood that everybody stays healthy. And that these guys continue to build off what they do night in and night out. Look, we're not all going to agree on everything, right? Just like some of you who get bothered that I just wouldn't storm the floor for whatever reason. I think we can all agree this team is trending in the right direction. They're doing exactly what they need to do to put themselves in a situation to not just make the tournament, but to get pretty decent seeding, something Mike Anderson could never do here. That was his problem. You hear people complain, well, he had to play North Carolina. Okay, seed, you've got to play better in the month of January and February. If you want better seeding, play better. More consistent basketball in those months. I felt like I have gray hairs because of the Mike Anderson era. Well, in the Chad Morris era. Really, I didn't get my first gray hairs until Chad Morris. True story. It actually started in my beard. Now I've got the salt and pepper going on in the hair. Thanks a lot, Chad Morris, Mike Anderson. But now this is the difference, right? So you got to build off this. You've continued to build off of what you're doing night in and night out, week in and week out now, right? We're not just talking about a couple of good games. You're talking about 9 straight really impressive games. If they continue to build off of what they have done, they're in really, really good shape moving forward. I didn't miss a super chat, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Can you imagine we have the tools to make a championship run this year and next year? Yeah, they really do. I agree. Next year. I don't know about this year. Ty don't storm the floor. Unsubscribed. I'm sure a few people have, and that's fine. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. It's okay. I promise. It's going to be okay. You might agree with me on some stuff later on. It's all right. I say Final Four, says Bradley Dixon. We couldn't win on the road under Mike. Nope, you could not. You couldn't win in postseason, man, when it mattered. No ceiling on this year, Brother Ty. Yeah, I don't – I just put them back in the tournament. I just put them back in, 2 weeks ago? Week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And they just continue to improve, and they continue to – look, I mean, tonight you can argue they actually played not great ball. And they still found a way to win. I mean, they showed a lot of toughness. Ty, so the green guy chased Devo at the end when he made the – okay. I mean, is that a statement or is that a question? Crazy, because I don't know. I don't know if he did or didn't, man. I didn't see it. If you're asking me, I don't know. Tournament might be tough on our guys since we aren't deep. No, I think they're deeper than you think, though, Tara. I've been saying for a while, like, their guards, man. If you think about it, for a little bit, you were kind of relying on a little bit on like Jackson Robinson. You had in the very beginning, Chris Likes, JD Note were like your only scorers. Amude wasn't really doing much of anything, and then he'd have a really good night. Tony, and then you start getting into your bigger part of your roster. But Tony was the guy getting all the offensive boards. We weren't seeing as much from Will, and then we have seen a little bit more from Wade. And, we're seeing different guys peak at different points in the season, then they kind of disappear. It speaks to your depth. I really think they have the depth, and I think they kind of had to rely on that through these 9 games, just different guys doing different things really well. Now, Wade tonight didn't have a very good night. He didn't have a very productive night at all. He ended up with 0 points and not much on the stat sheet. But we've also seen him, of course, he only played like 8 minutes, but we've seen other nights where Wade was the guy or where Tony was the guy. Amude knocking down buckets. He only had 9 tonight. You're able to rely on different players to do 1 or 2 things really well every other game, right? Yeah, you would like to see some consistency. You would absolutely love to see them do that more often. How about Kamani Johnson? He had 12 minutes, really didn't do anything tonight. 2 rebounds, an assist, 1 block. He turned the ball over once. And he saw double-digit minutes. He saw 12 minutes. But then tonight, Likes wasn't really the guy tonight. He had a couple of key moments, hit some key free throw shots, right? Devo comes off the bench. He's your leading scorer off the bench with 10 points, right? Like we see this we're seeing this where different guys are doing different things great on different nights. And that just speaks to your depth. So I got to disagree. I think they actually have pretty good depth. What concerns me is this team, and you look back on the first half. In fact, I had it noted in the first half when J-Dub is not on the floor, the Arkansas just gets exposed. At one point during regulation, I think they ended up with 15 ties and 17 different lead changes, which is crazy. Hogs didn't score on a. I need my glasses. Hogs didn't score an on-the-floor bucket in the final 8 minutes, according to ESPN. Both teams having a hard time finding rhythm in the first half. Hogs had a 12-point lead. Auburn was able to whittle that down to just 3 points right before half. J-Dub, of course, J-Dub was on the bench for like more than 50% of the opening half. Hogs with 0 offensive rebounds in the first half. Auburn with 11. In just one half, an 11-0 disparity on offensive rebounds. Shot selection could have been a lot better for the Hogs. Ball screens were a problem for the Razorbacks. Didn't see it. I mean, we saw some pick and pop. We saw a little bit of the pick and pops tonight, but mostly it was just Auburn doing kind of the same that Arkansas likes to do, find a way to get buckets. They're not great outside, and I think that's kind of what slows them down. They're not a great perimeter team outside, or at least they haven't been the last several games. They've really struggled. It finally caught up to them. Auburn for the rest of the season, worth noting. Yeah, I think there's a good chance they end up winning out. We'll see. Sometimes teams don't respond really well coming off losses, but they got A&M and then Vanderbilt at home. At Florida. Florida's capable of forcing anybody to lose there. Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Mississippi State, and they come back home to play South Carolina. Yeah, they really could go undefeated, which would put them 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 2 on the season, with just one conference loss, that being to Arkansas. They are kind of this year's Alabama, what the Crimson Tide were last year. Someone brought that up in chat. Thing I like about Nolan Richardson the most, he tell you to go kiss your ass in a heartbeat. Hey, Ty, at least we won. I don't care about how bad we did. I don't care how bad we did. Least we took them down. Right. But we still got to talk about what they need to improve on, right? I mean, that's what I do here. That's what you do. You have to look at it from all sides. You got to look at it from all points of view. I miss Mike Anderson, and I hope he's doing really well at St. John's. Yeah, I mean, I don't miss him. I wouldn't say that. Definitely don't miss him. I mean, Eric Musselman's, in his second year, went a hell of a lot further than Mike could in his entire 8 years at Arkansas. Hey, let's see. Tony Brown, every time I find myself watching a St. John's game, I wind up rooting for them. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to root for the guy. I'm going to root for him, but I don't miss him as being the head coach here. I've told you guys before, I really wanted him to work out, but obviously didn't. Ty going for a 24-hour stream. We're coming up on an hour. I ain't doing no 24 hours. I got to get up early. I love you, brother. Andrew's show. Thank you. Appreciate that. MA was avid guy. MA was avid guy. Okay. I liked Mike Anderson. He just couldn't recruit. Well, and again, he couldn't win when it mattered in postseason. That's all that matters, right? That's what matters. Get yourself in a good spot when you're talking about seeding, right? He struggled at doing that. He just couldn't win when it mattered. He couldn't win in postseason. Never got you past the second round. Again, I wanted him to work out here as bad as anybody. All my memories as a kid with him being on staff with Nolan. Who didn't love Mike? Great guy. I've never heard anyone, whether it's former players, staff, people who've met him, people who worked with him, who didn't love the guy. Yeah, of course. But as a coach, no, I'm good. I'm moved on. Eric Musselman's killing it. Tony, I agree. He and I know you're an avid MA defender, Tony. We've been over this a million times. He did, and I applaud him for that. I've said 100 times, Mike Anderson built a foundation for someone to come in and build a mansion on top of. I think he absolutely sets you up for success. And you don't have that practice gym without Mike Anderson. You know, you got to give props where props are due, and he absolutely is responsible for that. I mean, he played a big role in that. You know, he helped bring back a little bit of excitement for fans, you know, in the thought of bringing that style of play back to Arkansas basketball. But he could not win when it mattered. He just couldn't. Tony, you and I have been over this, right? I I mean, I know you're my boy and everything, but like, I don't miss him. I just don't. You have moved on and you made the right hire. I wish him the best. It'd be awesome to see him go far into the tournament where he's at now. But yeah, I don't miss him. I'm liking what I have right now. But I think we could agree to disagree on that. And I know you don't hate on Musselman. I know you were skeptical at first, but you've come around. I know you have. Hey, Ty, Bud Walton is in the top 5 of camper arenas for capacity. We need a bigger arena. Well, if you continue, you meant to say capacity. I think you got auto corrected, or you're drunk. One of the two, maybe both. I've been there. Yeah, you got to do this on average. You've got to be north of like 19.5. No storming the court. I'm unsubscribing. Thanks for the super chat, Patrick. I appreciate it, man. We beat number 1, and now a Mike Anderson discussion. Well, Justin, I'm going with the flow of chat, my man. And I don't think there's anything wrong talking about a former coach at Arkansas. Because this is exactly – I mean, he had some great wins here. You cannot overlook some of the wins that he had here as the head hog. But, on campus. Okay, I see what you're saying. Justin Kipper, just a normal Razorback fan conversation, right? I mean, exactly. You can't ever have success and then not talk about Mike Anderson, right? Muss has gracefully taken what Mike Anderson built and improved on it. I think that's exactly right, Brian. I think that's spot on. Just my opinion, I think Danny Ford was the greatest thing that ever happened to the Razorbacks. What? You're going to need to explain that one. I mean, look, I was in elementary school. I was in like seventh grade when they fired him, right? 97, 96, 97. I don't know. What, didn't they originally bring him on to help with the coaching search and then they hired him? If I remember right, wasn't that why they brought him here? Sounds to me like someone had a little bit of an advantage. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about Danny Ford. That's a hot take right there. Ramon Shiesty, $5 super chat. Confirmed Hunter Yurchek is the best AD in the country. Dakin Manos, $5 super chat. Great time to be a hog. I couldn't agree more. We've had this discussion many a time, but you've never compared Chad Morris to Mike Anderson. That is how this whole conversation started. I never compared Chad Morris to Mike Anderson. Hang on, let me reread what you just said. We've had this conversation many a time, but you've never compared Chad Morris to Mike Anderson. I mean, because he wasn't. That's not the argument. The argument is he couldn't win when you needed him to. Couldn't win the big postseason games. You couldn't do it. Bobby was the best and worst. What a roller coaster ride. Did I get a response to her question about Danny Ford? Did she respond? Chad Morris was the man back in high school. I mean, when he coached high school, yeah. No, she hasn't responded yet. I wonder if she hasn't. I'm not getting a response to it. She's not going to respond to me. I don't even know if she's listening. I think she's got me muted, and she's just responding to chat. That's okay. I like that we sent Flanagan, Pack, and Ty. Wasn't that great? I don't think she's even. Oh man, she's got me muted. That's what's going on. She's not even. She's like, yeah, whatever. That's great. What did Bloodline say? What did Bloodline say? He's usually got some good takes. Where's he at? I don't see him in chat. Whiteout was great. Affected their free throws for sure, says Carl Fink Biner? It was nice. And I heard everyone it looked like everyone was on board. It was great. Our crowd was elite tonight, says Bradley Dixon. probably one of the greatest fan experiences ever. And I know a friend of mine got to take his son, and that I could not imagine what that was like. I think his kid's 10, 11. Oh, my gosh. He'll remember that the rest of his life. Flanagan whole family are traded to the state of Arkansas. I'm not going to go that far. Going for 10-0 Saturday, I think they could get a 4 or 5 seed. Got a little ways to go, right? Got a little ways to go before we get that far. Shahid Mustafa, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good. I understand Arkansas will be fined $250,000 for storming the court. So we've had that discussion earlier. I couldn't get that confirmed, and I asked for Discord to send me a link, and I have not seen anything. I mean, I'm trying to scroll here, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing anything about any fines. Doesn't mean that it's not happening. I don't know. Ty, did you see where Jay Will got fouled and they called jump ball? Yeah, but they've done that all year. They're really quick to call jump balls. If they're going to be consistent at it, then be consistent at it, and they did that. I guess it was the right call. I'd have to see it again, but I think it was probably the right call. Later, Ty Whoopig. Hey, thanks a lot, Tarl. Thanks for stopping by, man. Walton money, it's not a problem. Man, you guys think that like J.B. Hunt and Tyson and Walmart are just going to fork over, $250,000 because you stormed the court? I don't know about that. If it wouldn't have snowed, I would have went with a friend of mine, but we had a basketball game tonight and we won. The game that you went to, or are you talking about the Razorbacks? No cigar? I don't smoke in here. I smoke in the garage. So, by the way, Friday night, I think we're going to have a Discord discussion on Friday night if you guys want to be there. For those of you who are in the PTN Discord, we're going to get kind of caught up. We've added a lot of new features to the PTN Discord. Some of it we're just experimenting with. But if you guys want to be in on that, that'll be Friday night. Don't know about a time yet. Maybe 6, maybe 7, somewhere in there. Might be later. I'm not sure. It's going to be up to Eagle. Ty, check Discord chat. Okay. All right. Do you got it for me? Did you hit me up? Okay, Matt Jones. Here we go. All right. Finally. Thank you for linking me that, Chris. Expect Arkansas to be fined $250,000 for tonight's court storm. It was the Razorbacks' third violation of the SEC's policy prohibiting fans on the playing surface. Okay, see, I thought it was per sport. Like, you had to have done that 3 times in that particular sport, and each time you do it, you get a larger fine. Yeah, see, man, I don't know about all that. Arkansas was fined $100,000 when fans rushed the field following the football win versus Texas back in September. And again, that's from Matt Jones from Whole Hog Sports. So $250,000 against a team that does not hold a candle to your program historically. Just saying. I'm just saying. I heard it was $5,000 first offense, $25,000 second. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently they're saying $250,000. So I guess we're wrong. Tennessee is going to make or break us. Leslie, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean they're going to make us or break us? Are you talking about like seeding? Because you're in. Hell, you could get swept by Tennessee and you're still going to be in. Because if you can beat Auburn, right? If you can win, and they've shown they can win on the road. They have showed, although early in the year they kind of struggled away from Bud Walton. When you talk about Tulsa, you talk about down in Little Rock. But they did go to KC, play a really physical Cincinnati team. They won both those games there. You won, even though LSU appears to be hot flaming garbage, although they're still projected in. I don't get that. I think that changes. I do not see them sticking around. I just don't. There's no way. But you did go on the road and you won that game. You have one away from Bud Walton, right? So you should win at Mizzou. You should. That's always a tough environment. Who knows what you do against Bama? Yeah, I don't think Tennessee makes or breaks anything. I really don't. I think you can get swept by Tennessee, which is a possibility, by the way. I think you're still fine. You're 19-5. I think you really only need about 21 wins to be automatically in. Now, if you're talking about seeding, that's a different argument. And, yeah, you might be right in terms of where you're seated at, but I don't think it's going to be a huge mark against you. You're not talking about a low quad team here. You're talking about a team that's been ranked all season, that's been considered really high up in the quad stuff. I think they're pretty high on the net rankings and everything. Yeah, it's not a blemish if you get swept by Tennessee this year. I don't think that happens. I want to go on the record as saying I don't think they sweep you. I think if you can beat Auburn at home, I damn sure think you should be able to beat Tennessee at home. Auburn, even without one of their point guards, still a better team than Tennessee, in my opinion. But Tennessee's salty. They are. They're pretty damn good. But I think Arkansas can beat. Now, it also depends on where you're at the time. Again, you need to be fully healthy and all that. You need all hands on deck. They're that kind of team. You know, what breaks you is if you lose out, then you're in rough shape. If you lose out, that's not going to happen. But if you lose out, you're in rough shape. Yeah, then you're talking about being Leslie is not high yet. I don't know, Leslie. You've had some takes tonight that can I be on the Must Bus as well as the Mike Flight? He gave Houston Nutt his team. Oh, so Leslie's just now responding to that. But still couldn't win with it. He got you to the SEC championship only to get destroyed by Florida. I'll give him that. But no, I definitely wouldn't say he's anything special. Danny Ford is nothing special to the University of Arkansas. Man, if we'd beaten Hofstra and OU, we'd probably be a top 5 team after this win. You'd definitely be seated higher at the moment. But you're still a little ways out for that. Ty, I got a picture for you to see if Bruce on Discord. All right, I'll take a look at it. Their 7-footer was getting away with fouls all night. At one point, fouled 3 times in one possession, didn't get called. Like I said earlier in the stream, I felt like he'd been doing a lot of what he was getting called for in the final 2.5 minutes. He was doing that a lot. He plays mostly clean ball for someone who's that big, who's going to draw the attention of the officiating. But he'd been doing that a lot, and he got away with a lot. You want to talk about over the backs, but, he's 7'1". You feel like officials, they're going to always give those bigs the benefit of the doubt. That's just how it is. They don't call the over the backs like they once did. It's just not something they call often. It's more like slaps, the slap calls, the in midair collision or midair contact, they're more likely, and his feet rarely leave the ground, right? So it's difficult to watch, but he'd been doing the same thing they called him for, and you're not wrong. The same thing that they were calling him for in the final 2 minutes or so, he had done multiple times, and I felt like, yeah, they kind of got away with that. But I would say that Arkansas probably got away with a little bit as well. But Auburn, two travels on a single possession. I don't think either one was called. Hogman, the intruder, with the $10 super chat. Auburn pissed off the basketball gods in the chapel where Muss sacrificed a streak to them. Ty, the fine money goes to scholarship funds, right? I'm not sure. I know it goes to something like that. The SEC basically donates it. Kessler should have fouled out early in the second half. You're exactly right, Patrick. I agree 110%. I agree 110%. I felt like I don't think he should have made it to overtime, I'll tell you that. But, it is what it is. Again, if this were an Auburn stream, we'd be talking about some of the contact that the Razorbacks got away with, and they did. Make no mistake about it. Officiating was not the reason why this thing went into overtime. It was the rebounds. It was the shot selection in the first half. It was not finding any chemistry in the first half. It was, just not very sound basketball. The cohesiveness was just not there. I think it was like 7.5, 8 minutes is what ESPN said, where Arkansas couldn't get an on-the-floor bucket. They got free throw shots, but they couldn't get an on-the-floor bucket. That's horrible. Now, Auburn, when you talk about defending the rim, I mean, those guys, did we even mention how many blocks they had tonight? How many total blocks they end up with? They had 9 total blocks. So, yeah, that makes sense. They're a team that they average the most blocks per game. They're the best blocking team in college basketball, hands down. Yeah, they had 60 total rebounds. That's the reason why this thing went to overtime. And, again, your shot selection and just the lack of any kind of chemistry on the floor. And even throughout parts of the second half, that was the case. That's why it was a low-scoring game. By the way, I picked in Discord, you can go back and look, I didn't pick overtime, but I said the game would be Arkansas 69-66. Look at the overtime number. Look at what I was so damn close in regulation. I had a feeling it was going to be that way, but of course you got the extra. You got overtime. Does anybody need a Siamese kitten? Oh. All right, I think that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys. I'm looking forward to the Monday show. I wasn't feeling too great tonight, but I that game injected so much energy. The adrenaline tonight was real, and I'm definitely feeling it, kind of like a second wind. It's pretty great. I did have LA. Well, my 9-year-old, even though she should be in bed, she wanted to come say woo pig, but she's not. Hang on just a second. Hang on. She wants to tell everyone woo pig. We'll be right back. Hang on. Okay. You ready? You want to say woo pig?
Woo pig suey.
Woo pig suey?
Woo pig suey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to go to bed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Maybe? I think you need to go to bed. It's almost 10 o'clock.
That's what Mama said.
That's what Mama said. All right. Okay, tell everyone good night.
Good night.
Just speak to the microphone. Say good night.
Good night.
There you go. All right. Ellie Hudson, everybody. Yay! Got to raise them right, you know. I got to call the Hogs. All right. I'll see you guys Monday morning, 11 o'clock. Be there. Looking forward to the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if we're going to have I'm gonna ask around about some football stuff here in the next 24 hours or so. I don't know if we're going to get any news for football. Hoping so, but it's probably going to be a lot of basketball talk this week for sure. And, of course, we're going to get ready for baseball. We're getting closer and closer. So I'll see you guys Monday. Thanks for being here. Again, we can all agree to disagree. Storming the floor. I don't care about that right now. On Cloud 9, the Razorbacks beat the number 1 team in the country at home inside Bud Walton. Broke an attendance record, and they beat the number 1 team for the first time ever inside that building. How about that? Go Hogs. That's right. No Friday show? Question mark? Well, yeah. Oh, God. What is today? Oh, my God. It feels like, yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have a Friday show for sure. My days are way off. But, yeah, we will. I'll be live tomorrow morning and then Friday. So, looking forward to it. But, yeah. Go Hogs, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock.